And the next thing the doctor says, you have a few years to live.
My God.
And I looked at the doctor. Within my mind, I said, I don't have any few years to live. I said, never. I said, I have more years to live on earth until God call me.
On that video call when we spoke that night, I know how you looked when you left the psychiatric home.
So then I was like, what am I leaving for? I left home to come to America to better myself, to make my family, to give my family the life they deserve, also the life I deserve, also to help the need. So kind of like everything I work hard for is just gonna end that way.
Hi Queen, how are you doing? Evening. I am so excited to have you in the studio this evening. First, I want to say a big thank you for making out time from your busy schedule. I know it's not easy being a champion, putting in all of this work and all of that. And being here on Beyond the Finish Line with Star this evening just simply means a lot to me. And yes, so please, for my viewers who do not know who this adorable, amazing young woman is, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, my name is Queen Usunobun and I'm from Nigeria. My town is Edo State and I'm also a track athlete. Event is 400 and 200 and my personal best is 52.4 and the 200 is 23.7. Now I've represented my country in different competitions, junior and senior, in 400 and 4x4. My first competition was seniors All Africa Senior Championship. That was 2022 in Mauritius, and my first junior competition also was World Junior 2022 also in Cali, Colombia, and at some other competition also.
Wow, that's amazing. You have been out there all along. So yeah, without wasting much of anybody's time, let's dive into the untold stories of Queen Usunobun. A story cannot be told as much as the person who experienced it and the person who owns the story. I know you started your track career back in Nigeria. Can you talk us through that journey, how it all started with you? Was it a smooth phase over there? Did you have your hustle before you finally got over to the United States? What was it like in Nigeria for you?
It was not really easy. It was so tough. Like I started my track career through like my high school, which is primary school, and there was this person back then I always look up to. Like when it comes to like every evening, every Sunday evening, just like the Sunday, there's this thing we call ITV in my state. Like it's a channel, so they always show news. Like I think 10 o'clock at night, they always show sports stuff. So person I was looking up to back then was Bless Your Kakwari. Then I always look up to her, and I keep telling myself one day I'm gonna be like her. I'm gonna be like her. But I don't have that belief, but I never know it's gonna come to pass. So then I started my sport through my high school, which is a primary school. It was not easy. My mom do support me. People back then do support me. My pastor, my pastor back home to support me. But it was not easy because there's the point I got to that. Like my mom was like, you have to stop the sport. Like you're not getting anything from the sport. You just have to finish your school. You just let them handwork and then open your own store. But within me, Queen, that was not the goal. That was not the goal. That was not the career. So, but it was not easy because I do sacrifice a lot. But the most time I really put the mind, like put the seriousness in sports, in track, mostly in track is 2022. Although I do try other sport, like I play soccer, but I just feel like soccer was not the way like God is going to show the world like this is Queen. So
Okay.
I do play soccer. Like I play soccer. My football team was Fortress Ladies in Benin. I do train, go to some meets, like some what was it called, competition, but I just thought to myself, like, this is not your goal. This is not where your talent is. Then I have to go back to track. I went back to track, I think, 2018 during COVID time. Then I was training with Coach, which is my coach in Edo. Then with Coach, then I do train. But when I came back to track, I didn't say that my coach I was training with back then was but there was this one the man told me when I came back to track. It was like your people, which is the people we got started sport together, was saying they are far behind of me. Like, he's gonna advise me if I know I'm not gonna make anything through the sport. If the best advice is gonna give to me, I should go and learn work. But
Okay, wait, hold on. If I get this clear, he said to you that the people who you started with are far ahead of you, which means
yeah, sorry, quite ahead of me. Sorry for
okay.
that. My bad.
No, it's
So
fine.
yeah, so then I was like, I just mind, but I'm the one that know what I'm looking for. I know what I want, but that doesn't like make me like that doesn't discourage me. So I just have to like keep pushing, until National Sports Festival, which is a Edo State Sports Festival, when Imabon won, and I talked to myself that I can do it. And my coach, which is my coach, says anyone that's serious is gonna be serious with him. And apart from that, I also talked to Daisy, and she says, 400, if you want to become fast, you have to endure the training, because I was once a lazy athlete up till now. So I kept training. I was training with my former coach. Then I was training with him, keep enduring the pain. The pain was not funny. I keep training. Then when my coach came back, it was like, I don't know if it's true, but this is what I heard. Like, you're just wasting your time training her because she's lazy. Because me, I'm a lazy athlete. Back then, I don't finish program, but not
You
now.
were a lazy athlete. You're not
Yeah,
a lazy athlete
but
anymore.
I still think I'm like, because my coach here always chats too. But I don't know. I feel like I'm still a lazy athlete. I don't know. And but I didn't give up. I still keep pushing, keep doing the hard work, doing everything. Until it came to my point. Then I have to like start training with Coach AB. So Coach AB was training me alone, and then there was kind of rumors. People were saying that let's see what she's gonna do in 2022 with the kind of program she was doing. So I was like, she's just doing step. Let's see what the step is gonna do for her next season. So, but I still didn't give up. I was pushing, praying to God, still hoping. There was this thing I always do when I look at the sky. I always like plane always pass, like always I look at it. I was like one day. But I never know what that means, but I just talk to myself. Anytime I see flyer, like one day, like one day. But I never know. But I just have that spirit that one day. I never know
You're
if
going
it's
to
going to be
fly.
fly or if it's like going to be in airport just to see it. But I just have that belief that
You just knew
one
that it
day.
was going to happen one day.
Yes, one day. So my goal for me training in that 2021 was for me to go to National Sports Festival. That was my goal. That was the thing I was training for. Not just for me to like represent Nigeria. To represent Nigeria was not in my thinking. It was not even in my dictionary. But I was just thinking like I want to represent Team
You want
Delta.
to
Like
make the
I
National
want
Sport
to make
Festival.
that was my goal in 2020, 2021 to 2022. But then God turned things around for me. I went there around my first time around was I started with 55, from 55, 54, then I went to around 53. From 53, they called me and says I qualified for national for Team Nigeria. Like I should go and get my passport. I'm traveling with them. I thought it was a dream. But at last it was not a dream, and like okay, the next thing first of all I say all thanks to God. I give God all the glory because my goal was for me just to make this national sports festival. But the
Yeah.
first place for God to show the world, to show the people that says, let's see what she's going to be in 2022. God shows them that the first thing was for her to represent Team Nigeria in that 2022. And
Yeah.
then after my 22, which is the Mauritius, which is the All Africa Senior Championship, and we came out I think in third in 4x4 women. We came out, and that was my first competition. I came out with a medal. And then back there, I do trust my coach back home, which is my ex coach. I do trust him. I was like, I just take him as a father. and kind of like I told him my story, like this is where I came from, this is what happened to me. Then I just have that trust. I thought like the way I trust him, like the trust I have for him, he also has that trust for me. And I was even thinking like it's gonna like build my career for me, like make my dream come true. But I didn't know it was not what I was thinking. His own thinking was different from my thinking. So if I go to any competition, I won't be lie. I'll be honest. You do pay for my accommodation, feeding, transportation. I don't have issue. So if I go to any competition, if I win, they give me money. I always give it to him because the money is just a change. My heart was not in that money, but this is what I was like thinking. At least I can give my mom a little bit from the money. But you do like the money is not enough. Like I don't have issue. I won't complain. But if I go into any international competition, the way they my act is not the way I think. So kind of like how am I gonna put it like how am I gonna put it there? This thing we do says in Nigeria like monkey they walk, babo they shot. So just like I'm just walking, and the only way I get from it is just buying me food. That's the way I think I'm just getting from the money. But like me buying things, yeah, I don't benefit. Like me buying the things I want to buy or like giving my mom from the money is hard. So then I have to like God did school in outside country, like which is scholar book. They try like you guys start reaching out to me that will you like to study in America, all this kind of
Abroad.
stuff. Like yeah, in abroad. Then I also like think because my thinking was like, okay, since I'm gonna travel one day, but I never know. But I keep looking at the flight like I'm one day, one day.
One day
So
it's
my
going to
thinking
be
was
you.
yeah. So then I just like, okay, this is the only way for me to change my life and change my family's life and to achieve my dream. So I just have to accept the scholarship, which is to leave the country, which is how I met you
What
guys.
is when I
Scholar,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. So, did you still stick to that coach up until when you left Nigeria? Because I know that when you and I were speaking, I mean, during your process, it was a hard one, trusting me. And finally, when you were able to open up, you mentioned that it wasn't about me, but it was about the experiences you've had from people and what you were going through at that point in time. And I know that at some point, rumors started going here and there. Okay, it's like this is happening, that is happening. She's not running because maybe she failed dope and all of that. Then at some point again, when you came out to run, it was like your times were deteriorating. So was there like what was going on at that point in time? Was he still the same person you were with till you left Nigeria, or was there a switch at some point?
Yeah, there was a switch at some point because in 2022 National Sports Festival, I do make the National Sports Festival after representing Nigeria in two different competitions, both junior and senior. So I went to National Sports Festival. Is there I have some like mindset, like thoughts, like should I still start boiling? But I just have to be calm because one thing about me, I don't want to be rude and disrespectful to my senior because that's not how they brought me up. After like during the National Sport Festival, I placed third in my event, which is the 400, and I came out first in the 4x4 and also in the 4x4 mix. So this is where the argument start from. So when Data paid, Data gave me money, which is my first allowance. I think how much I get from the money. I think this might give me 4,000 out of 400,000, or if I'm not mistaken, this might give me. It gave me 4,000. He said I should use it to feed gas. There was a boy. If the
No,
boy
wait,
can,
wait. Let me get it clear here. 400,000 was what was paid. And
yeah,
in 400,000, you got 4,000.
4,000. So he gave me the money. The boy was still with me back then because I do have my own apartment in Edo
Okay.
State. So the boy was still with me, and this man came and gave me the money. He gave me 4,000, so she used it to feed guys. And I look at the money. Within me, that was not what I was expecting. I was expecting like, okay, Queen, you take this. Because I told him like I need to get some shoes, like training shoes, and also I was complaining about my like the place I was staying, my rent. I was trying to move out from that place, but he gave me 4,000, and he walked away. know what I did? I gave the boy, I said, take, go and figure out the money. That's what I did. I just gave the boy. Within me, in my mind, I was boiling, but I didn't say anything. I just keep quiet. This was before the festival. Like, yeah, before the festival. Then, I think I have to, because we attend the same church, I have to explain to his pastor, like, see what is going on. I explained everything. The pastor said, okay, that I should not worry. So we went to a national sports festival and went to see, and my name came out too. Like, it came out in a different list. So like they have two lists in data, like two different lists. My name came out in I think the secretary, and this man was like trying to go and meet to collect another money. And I told this man, like, no, you only have to go there and collect the remaining balance. I think the balance was like if I'm not mistaken, I think they gave him 300 and the balance was supposed to be like 200. So this man went back and they collect. I think they gave him this was the split the money into two. So then when it comes to like during Christmas, like like I want to do some surprise to my mom, and I also want to change my apartment. I want to buy some stuff, change my phone. Then I asked this man for money. My best friends were there. My best friend was there with some other one of my teammates, and this man was like, he came to my room firstly in the morning. I think around 7 in the morning. He said, let's go to the bank.
Okay.
I was like, let's go to the bank. So, I was not thinking anything, but my thinking was like, okay, maybe you want to give me money because money was with me. I was having like, I think like, was it like 500 or 400 if I'm not mistaken? I was having, the money was with me. Then he said, let's go to the bank. I didn't know, I just like, okay.
Okay, as at then, the money that was gotten from Delta hasn't been handed over to him yet.
So they split the money into two. They gave
Okay,
him
so
half, like, they gave me like, let me say they gave me like 500 and they gave me like 100 or one something. I can't really remember. I can't.
Okay, so
So
they gave you now this
like they
money.
gave me the big part.
Yes, so this one you're talking about now, is it different from the 400 where he removed 4,000 to
Yeah,
give you?
it's different. It's different.
Okay,
It's
this was
different.
after the festival, I guess.
Yeah, this was after the festival. That first one was before festival.
Okay, now
So
this
this
one
was
is
after festival.
festival, and you were with about roughly 4 to 500, and he
Yes, let me
was
just
with
like that.
roughly 100 to 150.
Yeah.
Okay,
So then I didn't even have that mindset. I just like, okay, let me go to the bank. And when we get to the bank, the first question they might ask me was like, how much is in my account? Like, how much do I have before they sent the money? And I was like about one something. And then he said, can I transfer everything to his own account? And I paused. And I talked to myself. I was like, what does this man mean? Like, transfer everything to his account? And then I was like, you have to like leave some change inside. Then I was trying to ask like the securities in the bank. So they said, no, you have to leave like that kind of 1,000 or one something. So the man was like, I should transfer 300 and something to him. And I'm like, think, if I have to transfer everything, what am I going to left with? Like, how
yeah,
much,
what
what
would
am
you
I
be
going to
left?
spend?
Yeah, what would you
So,
be left with?
so the next thing I have to do, I was like saying like I want to get a phone. It was like, okay, so how much is the phone? I just came up with like 160. He said, okay, take the 160 and transfer everything to me. I did, but my thinking was like maybe it's gonna help me to pay my bills. Maybe it's gonna help me to do the stuff I told him I want to do. I didn't know that was not. I
What
didn't
was going
know
to happen?
I didn't know that was not like what I was thinking was totally different from what he was thinking. And I agree with him. I said, okay. So went to the upstairs. I didn't know God was trying to like God was trying to do something there, but I didn't know my account will freeze. My account will freeze. Then I have to meet the like bank manager and I talked to them. So they was trying to unfreeze my account. So
Yeah.
during that process, this man says, if you take that 160 and get a phone for yourself, the stuff you say you want to do, you can't do it anymore. I was
Okay.
like, I was like to myself, like, what is going on right now? Is this stuff that happened, like that I'll be trying to be enjoying, still playing? The next day, I used to like, let's get home first. We are still in the bank. Within me, inside me,
You were
I'm not
boiling.
happy. I was barely, but I just tried to like I just tried to be calm, not to be rude, because within my head, I'm going to leave next year. Because during there's this school that approached me in America. When we get home, I did, and I transferred the money to him, and I think I took that money cash. If I'm not mistaken, the 160, I took it as cash within me, and I get to my room. This man came to my room, and then my friend were there. So he stayed for like about like a minute. The next he say is going to his dad that I should come. He want to see me, and I went with him outside. He said, "What about the stuff I told you in the bank?" I was like, "What stuff?" He says, "If I
If you're taking the money,
if I taking the 160 to get a phone, that I don't have any money left." I was like, he said, "Why would I question him? Like, why would I question him? When did that start?" So I have a mind to talk back to him, all this kind of stuff. I was like, I have to know because it's my money. You get it? He was like, so if he said, since I want to get a phone like that 160, I will use that 160 to pay my house rent, to take care of myself, to feed, and to also buy a phone, like to do the stuff I want to do, that I don't have any money, that I should not call him anymore. I just smiled. I didn't say anything, and he left. So, see what happened, where the incident started. I went to post on my status. So people that don't know me, people that don't have me back then in Nigeria, that don't have my WhatsApp status, even on my Instagram, I love posting. Anything I just see, as far as it makes sense, like he has a meaning, I will just post it. So I post something on my this thing. When they say, there's this song that says, "Never in my life, they go use my head again. They go use my head again." So I went to post that stuff in my status, and I says, "God, why me?" I didn't say anything. You get it? And then this man called me. When he viewed my status, he called me and he said, "Hello, are you stupid? Are you mad, Queen?" Blah, blah, blah. All this kind of stuff. But like, so you're talking to me, blah, blah, blah. Within me, I'm boiling already. He said, "How come I beat you?" You know what I told him? I can't control my anger anymore. I said, "Come to my house. Come and beat me." He said, "Hey, I have the mind, I have the liver to tell him to come to my house to come be." He said, "Okay, I'm coming." I didn't really was coming. Then I called the pastor, and the pastor asked me to leave my room, like I should get out. So then I have to dress up and I leave my room. My teammates were there. So then my teammate told me, like, he came to my house, like, says if he didn't beat me, like if he didn't fight with me today, he's not gonna rest. And there's this man in Delta, he's away. So when he was coming, I think the man called him, or is the one that called the man. He said, "I'm going to beat your girl. I'm going to your girl's house. I'm going to beat your girl." Blah, 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 this kind of stuff. So the man told him that if anything happened to that girl, he will see the other side of me. So then the incident, like that part, like kind of like less, because the pastor have to come with one of his friends. They have to come also. When they came, I explained everything. The man was boiling, or like this. You know what I said? I didn't say I don't want to. I didn't say I'm going to leave him, but this was my thought. I said I need a contract. Before I said I need a contract, the pastor was like, "Refund the money back to her." I said the money is finished. How? It's not even up to like 24 hours. What is? It's not even up to like 10 hours. The money is finished. But the thing is that I told the pastor, like, this is what I told this man I want to do with this money. Like, I wanted to do a surprise to my mom, also with my younger brother, at least renting house, and buy food stuff in my room. So that was the plan. And I was even thinking to give him out of the money, like, "Auntie, if I too stingy, let me say if out of 500, if I'm too stingy, if I give someone like 200, it's not a bad thing, on 150, because you have your own already." I'm like, because I do have mom, I have younger brother, and I have to
yeah.
like buy food stuff, rent my house, pay my former house bill, all those kind of stuff. Then the man was like, "Yeah, you're so selfish. You're just thinking about yourself alone. Like, you think me, I don't have family, I don't have mom, I'm not gonna buy clothes for my mom, I'm not gonna buy clothes for my wife, I'm not gonna do this." I was like, so now is my money you wanna do? I didn't say it out, but in my mind, is my money you wanna
Yeah.
do all these things. My money you wanna do this, like you wanna buy clothes for your mom, you wanna buy clothes for your family with my own sweat. So kind of like, so you know what I said? I said I need contract. Like, I need a contract. Since you said all the money that I've been working from January to December, you said you are using it for vitamin for me, then I need contract. Contract means like we need to have agreement. So if any money comes, this is what you're going to use the money for, and the remaining money we're going to share it. That was my thought. But still, this man was not certified. this man was still bored, like was still hungry. Until it came to December 20, I think December, if I'm not mistaken, December 12 or December 13 or 14, one of them, I went to church, which is Christmas Carol. This man was already having me like in mind, like because he made that statement that if he didn't lay any hands on me, he's not going to have peace. And if Olani did, how did the fight start? I was like sitting in the second row. This is first row, like this is first row, and this is second row. I was sitting in second row. This man said I should leave that second row and sit in the other, like the other lines, second row. What's the difference? What's this different? Moreover, all of them is front seat. So I said I'm not leaving. He said I should go. It's kind of like everybody were looking at us, and I'm really mean not to leave there. Until that his friend look at me was like, clear eye, like move, just to avoid drama. And I did, and I obeyed, and I moved to the front seat. So after church, after service finished, he went to report me to the pastor that I'm trying him, this and this, that. And the pastor called me, and I explained to the pastor. I'm not even explained finished. The next thing I heard is slap from the back, in the front of altar in church. That what the man did, like slap me. The next thing I did those Osheri girl long hair. He start dragging my hair, like start beating me. The next thing wife was like, you don't see my husband finish, all this kind of stuff. Like, ah.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me quickly summarize this whole thing. Your coach.
Yeah, my ex-coach.
Your ex-coach, which you worked with, and while you were still running, yes, he paid your hotel bill, transportation, and all of that. And when you started making the national team, when the money comes, you hand everything over to him, and he doesn't give you anything. Okay, even if he does, probably just here and there chicken change. And fast forward to festival. First 400,000 that was given to you. 400,000 naira that was given to you.
He gave me
4,000 out of it.
Yeah.
Then after the festival, he gave you about roughly.
And I'm sorry to even say, sorry to cut you short. I didn't even say something. Inside of 4,000, this man went to like this bed and select to get me a canvas. Like, am I going to put the canvas? Like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, all this cover that's fire. Like, I don't know. I know I'm not really that big name, but during that time, if they are counting 400 in Nigeria, I'm in like top 3 or top 4.
Yeah.
So, and he brought the covers for me, like, wait a minute, like, and it's not even my size. Okay. And he asked me to put my leg inside, and I put my leg, was not even my size. He took out the shoe pad. He said I should put my leg. And I put my leg. He said, is it good? I said, no. He said, you don't like it? I said, I don't like it. He said, okay, good night. And he took the shoe back. And I went back to my room. I went to my own house. I went to my room. So, and then, is from that place the drama starts. It's from that place the drama starts until it gets to the church.
Okay, so then when the second batch of the money came, you had about 450 to 500 roughly thousand naira, and he had about 100 to 150,000 roughly. Yeah. And then he now asked you, told you both of you should go to the bank. Yeah. Now getting to the bank, your account was frozen. At the end of the day, you guys had it all sorted out. You said you needed 160,000 naira to get a phone. Yeah. And then you transferred every other thing into his account. We drew the 160,000 naira in cash.
Yes.
Getting back to the house, he still came back to you to tell you that 160,000 naira, every other thing you've listed out you wanted to do with money would not be done anymore for you since you have 160,000. And even after explaining everything, he decided to play adamant to everything you have said. And yeah, that was where the problem started. Then you made a post on WhatsApp and he came back, all in the name of wanting to whether beat you or whatever it was. And good a thing his friend and pastor intervened. Fast forward to when you people went to church and he asked you to move and you didn't move, and it just, so there in church he slapped you. The wife said you're speaking to her husband in a disrespectful manner.
Yeah, says I don't have respect for her husband, that I've seen her husband finish, all those kind of stuff. But then there was this kind of like iron. Is iron. So there was a woman that was separating both of us. So he used the stuff to hit the woman, and the woman spent like 2 minutes. What is 2 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, on the floor before she gets herself? So just imagine that stuff makes me like maybe something would have happened to me. So then the pastor have to put me inside his office and trying to settle everything. So inside the pastor office, I heard when he says, let me see how you're going to make it in this spot. Let me see how you're going to make it in this life through this for this kind of thing. Then I opened the door and I told him that you are not God. I say, you're going to see me go far in life. You're going to hear my name. Except you try to do something, trying to cross your boundaries, trying to do something like you're trying to harm me, is when God is going to take you. Like you're going to leave this. But as far as you didn't do anything, you're going to hear my name for good. That's what I told him. And I move on. Like I have to like switch a coach, and I say I'm not going to chill with him anymore, because if you can like steal my money, because I will call that stealing, because you said you are trying to help me. But if the money comes, so ask for the money. You keep saying it's for vitamin. So,
But
so
but
from January to December, I was just working for vitamin.
I'm sorry, let me cut you short. While all of this money was coming in, didn't was your mom not aware of this? Didn't she for one day ask you, "Oh, my child, I mean, you've been running, aren't you making money?" Is
So, like, concerning my mom's part is that you do know how African parents do act. Mostly, like, African mothers, actually, parents, like, African mothers, like, when you give them money, like, mommy, you owe my money for me. So, later, if you need your money, it's like, mommy, I need my money to, like,
and
push
they will tell
money.
you,
Like, you
"I
know how
brought
they
you up, I've
talk.
been feeding you."
So like I don't really like when it comes to money, like trusting my mom, like giving my mom money, like hold it for me, and later like, mommy, I need my money back. My mom is not gonna give me, because I know she's like, hey, I should just like it's like I'm the one that's spending on you. Hey, come and give me back, come and pay me. So
Yeah.
but with the trust, with the way the man was like training me and acting like encouraging me that don't worry, you're gonna make it through this. But I just have that trust for him, all this kind of stuff. So I was saving my money. To me, I was saving the money, but according to what he says he used the money to buy vitamin. So from January stroke December, I was just working for vitamin. I didn't even have my own like what's it called? I didn't even have pot. It's my mom that gave me pot. Sometimes my mom would bring food stuff for me. Sometimes in my neighborhood, they'll help me with food. Except if I go to training, sometimes he'll buy me food. Even some of my friends see the kind of like I'm not a people think I'm a bad person, but within me, I'm not. I'm a sweet and kinded person. If nobody praises me, I'll praise myself, because even there's a kind of point. Oh, I have a friend in Bahrain. The guy will do help. Sometimes he will send some money for me. I'll give this man out of the money. Just the love I have for the man. It's like because thing about me, if you are working with me, like you want me to achieve my dream, to achieve my goal, trust me, you will be like this. You are my friend, like you are family to me. But when I notice like, oh, you're trying to play smart, you're trying to like, I'm trying to make me as a fool. You're using me to like to achieve your own, not me achieving my own. I don't know you anymore. So that's for me. So that's what the man did, and then I have to leave. I have to look for other coach.
Okay.
So that's how I moved to Shagam to meet Coach Akin.
And so you were with Coach Akim till you left Nigeria.
Yeah, till I left Nigeria.
So now that phase, leaving Coach Hakim, leaving your ex-coach to Coach Hakim, was there any trauma? I mean, were you able to outrightly trust him immediately? Did you feel like, oh, this person might cheat me? Did that in any way affect you on track? Or was it
So
just
like,
it?
what do you mean? Like, do you mean like, did I have that kind of mindset? Like, if Coach Akin is gonna also treat me
Exactly.
like,
So yes.
no. One thing
Okay.
about me, I can like, I don't really compare two people at like, I can't say me and you, we are the same. No, I'm gonna give it a try. That's why like,
Yeah,
that's
you
why
give the
God
person the
said, yeah,
benefit of
give the
doubt.
person a try. Yeah. Oh, and I went to like, I look at his history, Coach Akin history, look his athlete, like he has a good athlete and they are doing well in track. So then I have to like, because I was trying to go to Akwa Ibom, if I'm not mistaken, Akwa Ibom or what's this place again? Port Harcourt. But
Haircut.
then but I have to change my mind. So then I have to move to Shagam and start training with what's it called? Coach
Coach
Akin.
Hakim.
But before moving to Coach Akin, I was not having any money with me.
That's crazy. So after all of this ordeal, you were finally able to make it over to the United States. I know that on your arrival to Cincinnati, you didn't even compete. I mean, we were all waiting for the whole competition thingy. And I know then when you and I were in communication, it was from the stipends, then from there they needed to clear you health wise, and the next thing they were now talking about your heart and all of that. So I mean, what was that journey like? Because I, for one, it didn't make any sense. And I would say that with everything that I know, I would say that journey was tough. So how was it for you? Because Nigeria was like phase one, your coach doing what he did, taking advantage of you, saying the things he said to you, and which can be mentally demoralizing, emotionally like it just has its own impact and trauma that it comes with. But good thing you were able to move to another coach who helped you get yourself together, which at the same time you were still scared to open up with people, but finally getting to the United States and it was like another phase entirely was here waiting. So what was that season for you?
So let me start like this, like start from Nigeria moving to United States. So the journey we came back, which is all Nigeria, and around 52, 4. And then I have to process my school journey. Processing my school journey was not easy. A lot of stuff happened to me. I have a dog bite. Yes, I have it like I have interview like 2 or 3 days. I have a dog bite. So I have to treat myself. I was not in training for like 2 weeks or 1 week, if I'm not mistaken. I have a dog bite. And then I prayed. My coach also prayed with me, with my teammate back then. And I went to the interview. I was so scared. But I just have that faith that God, you that did it for everybody, that make it possible, I know you're going to make it possible for me. And I went there. The lady says, take a deep breath, because I was scared. I was just talking fast. So they say, take a deep breath. Don't worry. You're going to get it. I said, okay. She interviewed me and then they say, congratulations. It's not even up to like 2 days my visa came out. So I was training, praying. Then on the 1st of January 2024, finally I want to leave Nigeria. Like I want to start a new life, a new home, all this kind of stuff. Like I was Olympics year also. Like I'll go to Olympics. So like the plan in 2024 was so perfect for me, but the table turned around. So I get to Cincinnati. I almost missed my flight also for no reason. It's not that I was not late. Like I was looking for my, I think, COVID-19 card. And the next thing, my COVID-19 card was with me, like was in my bag. The next thing they say, without that you can get in. I would check my bag, check everything, like dying in it. So then the lady was like, don't worry, go. Like go. So then I went. I get into the flight, get to Ghana. From Ghana, get to Washington DC, get to Cincinnati. My coach picks me. I was so happy. So like a week for me to compete. We did it this athletics, what do they call it, like test your physical, to make sure that you are good,
Healthy
like
and
did
good to
that.
run.
I passed it. I was okay. They did every kind of test and I passed it. Like a week for me to compete, which is the week was my birthday week also. A call came from the doctor that they should stop me from training and also for competition. I was like, coach, why? He said I should go and meet the trainers. I went to meet the trainer. The trainer said, they said there's something wrong with your heart. I was like, I cried for like a minute, like something wrong with my heart. He says, back home you complain that you have a heart issue, this kind of stuff. I was like, just one, but it was not a heart issue. When you like do too much of work, you're gonna feel pain. Mostly like if you gym too much or like heavy weights too much. So that what happened, and I told them, and they said I have heart issue. I was like, I don't have heart issue. So but they said, don't worry, I will come back. To try. If I didn't compete this week, the next week or the upper week I'll compete. I said okay. So I was still praying, and I talked to my best friend and I talked to my coach. My coach was like, just be prayer and I'll be praying for you also. So the upper week again, I went to the hospital. The doctor said, there's something wrong with your lungs. I was like, but within me, I know there's nothing wrong with me. the thing was not getting funny anymore.
Okay.
And then I start crying. And I talked to my friends, and my friends said, "You have to talk to your mom. This is not something you have to like hide from your mom." Then I talked to my mom, and my mom will start praying, and people will start praying. And I talked to my uncle in Chicago also, my coach in Nigeria also. They were praying, but it was not getting fun. It was like the thing was getting worse. For like this week, every week I was going to the hospital and keep bringing different results. Like
Results.
there's something wrong with my heart, but within me there was nothing wrong with my heart. Trust me, I was frustrated because I would see my teammate going to the competition. Like the team was not like the team was not funny. There's the same extent I went to meet the echo, like, why can't I compete? He said, sorry, we want you to compete, but your health is more important. I said, but there's nothing wrong with my health. Like, I'm okay. She says, we can't do anything until the doctor say you can run. That's the only thing we can do. I was like, there's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing. But she says, sorry, we can't do anything. I was crying. My coach says, I understand. I feel people, Queen, I can't do anything. Then I was crying. I was praying. Trust me, I was frustrated. From January, February, March, the result was coming up. Something wrong with your heart. I was going to different tests, different machine, different thing until it came to April 1st, because I went to see a doctor. So April 1st, they called me, because before, if they have a meeting with me, they want to have a meeting with me, they will tell me today, like, so Queen, you have a meeting tomorrow, you have to come. So, but the kind of like the news just came incident, and I was happy, like, oh God, finally good news. I'm going to compete. So I went there to see the doctor, see my coach, head coach, and some other workers also. So I went there. The doctor says, concerning the results we have gathered for you for like January to now, we are so sorry that you can't able to run anymore. I was kind of like, I don't know what to say. Like, short, like I was, like, it's just like they just stabbed me. Kind of, I was like, wait, is this the news I was happy for? Like, I was preparing to leave the year, but within me, I was like, I don't think so. Maybe these people, they just want to do me April Fool, because it was 1st of April.
1st of April.
So I
Oh
was
my
thinking like they
God.
want to do me April Fool. And the next thing, the doctor says, you have a few years to live.
My God.
And I looked at the doctor. Within my mind, I said, I don't have any few years to live. I said, never. I said, I have more years to live on earth until God call me. Then there was this girl, what was her name? She said, no road. And glory be to God, I was recording the stuff. So I was trying to call my uncle to inform my uncle that this is what they're saying, because my head was hot, because the news was not the news I was expecting.
Yeah.
So then I was just crying. I was crying, shaking. And one man just came out from nowhere. He says, I will give you nothing till on the 22. Is it on the 22 or on the 27? Like, you have to move out. If you don't move out, well, we can pay your flight ticket back home. Meaning they are trying to send me back home. And within me, where I'm coming from, things is not even perfect. So then I was like, what am I leaving for? I left home to come to America to better myself, to give my family the life they deserve, also the life I deserve, also to help the need. So kind of like everything I work hard for is just gonna end that way. So then after the meeting, I told to my coach, like, so this is how you guys treat me. She was like, sorry, Queen, this is not what we expect. This is not how we plan it for. I'm so sorry. I was like, sorry can't fix anything. That's what I told her, because I was mad. I was mad at her. I was mad at everybody. I said, sorry can't fix anything. Then I left and I was crying with tears. Like, I was shedding tears. I went to my room. I said, let me just take my life, because there's nothing for me to live anymore, because how will I go back home and tell my mom that they sent me back home? Like, how is it gonna sound? And those people that
left.
and there was people back home that said she's not gonna travel. And if they see me back home, like, I said it, tells me that she's not gonna travel, she's not gonna do this. So like all this kind of those kind of like different voices were just going through my mind. Then I said, okay, let me just head my life. And then my best friend called, and he called. It's like, I said, I'm tired. Like, I just want to end my life. It was like, Queen, don't. And then I hung up. My academic advisor was trying to call. I didn't pick a call. So my best friend called my coach. That Queen is trying to hurt herself. So they have to like call my neighbor trying to open my door. I didn't respond to them because I was crying. I was like, a lot of stuff was just going. See, let me just end my life because I've worked so hard. I've sacrificed a lot in this sport. Then just labor in vain. I said, let me just end this life. What am I living for? So then police came. They took me to the hospital, give me different type of injection, press me. They say she's fine, she's breathing. I was hearing everything. And the ambulance came. They took me to the hospital. The only place I didn't know is when they gave me a sleeping injection. It's only that place I didn't know what happened until I wake up by 11 is when I called you, and I called Mr. Philip and my uncle that this what happened. So that was the incident, but that was not even the case. They have to do another test. To confirm if it's really true that there's something wrong with me. And when they did that test, they said it's not what the first result says.
Saying,
yeah, it's not what the first result saying. This new result is different from other result because every day different result keep coming out. So yeah. Then after that, I didn't know because of what I did. I was just trying to protect myself, like trying to make sure they didn't send me back home because back home is not, should I say, it's not safe. It's not funny because kind of like if I go back home, I have to start begging people for money. Start starting from scratch again. So then I was just trying to protect myself for them not to send me back up. I didn't know like it's gonna like it's gonna make create damage, like a bad stuff for me. So the next thing they have to do after getting myself a little bit for like 2 to 3 days, they took me to a psychiatric house. They said because I was trying to hurt myself. I tell them that I'm just trying to protect myself, not hurt myself because I've worked so hard in this sport, sacrificed a lot. People abuse me, take advantage of me through this sport, and then this sport, he said I can't do it anymore. That I have a few years to live. For what? Just because he said I have heart tissue, but within me, that have the body. I said I don't have any heart tissue. I don't feel any pain. So they took me to the psychiatric home. I spent like a week there. They treated me like a madman. But they was trying to give me drugs. I told them that I'm not going to take because there's nothing wrong with me. So, but during that process, I was just like, maybe God is teaching me something. Because my uncle came to visit me and he said something that, Queen, God is telling you something. Come close to God. Read your Bible. Like things that you know that you're doing that is not right, stop it, all this kind of stuff. Then I also like sit down, talk to myself, keep crying every day, talk to God. So but when I left there, I start watching Pastor Jerry and watch Pastor Jerry, and Pastor Jerry said my case. He said my case, and I received it. And then my friend also, their name, then Kome and Blessing, Elo. So all those people, then there's a church they invite me to, and then the pastor also mentioned my case, and I like say this that is going on, and I did everything, and the pastor says you're gonna get a result, but before going to do my own personal things, I have to like do a test, like I have to see a doctor, which is that April 23. Something April 23 or April 22.
Yeah, this was after you were discharged from the hospital.
From the hospital. So I went to see a doctor, and the doctor says that the stuff that they are saying is
not what is going on.
It's not like is a normal thing that they have in Africa. Like it's a normal thing there because the doctor said he has visited some African country like Kenya. So like the stuff that they said I have is a normal thing that I can compete with. But the school still didn't allow me to compete. The school says no, that I'm not going to do track in this school. If I want to do track, I have to leave.
Move to somewhere else.
Yeah, I have to move to other school. So, and they were trying to also take my scholarship. They were saying that they're going to give me academic scholarship, that they're going to take my sports scholarship. But if you take my academics, my sports scholarship, how am I going to live? That means I have to work to feed myself and have to work to pay some of my stuff. So the next thing I just like said, I'm going to get into Potter. So, but before me getting to a portal, I have to do my own personal test, which is I have a health insurance. They gave me health insurance. I went to do my own personal test, and the result came out that there is nothing
Wrong
like,
with you.
when I mean nothing, there is nothing wrong with my heart. So then I was like, I have to leave. So that was the incident in Cincinnati. Like, that was the reason I didn't compete. And during those drama that was going on, like, me almost taking my life, like, they said I can't compete, and people back home were happy because a lot of stuff was going on. They said, oh, she's on drugs, that's why she didn't compete. They have banned her, all this kind of stuff. So
And
all this kind
meanwhile,
of
you were here battling for your life.
all those talks was just going through my head, like, what am I living for? Let me just take my life. So that was the incident in Cincinnati when I came to America, that my life is going to change.
You know, it's first I must say that you are a strong and brave young woman, because you know we as typical Africans, we have this mindset when you leave Nigeria, oh, you're coming to the la cream, the butter and the bread, you know. I mean, nobody prays for anything bad, but getting to the United States and to think that that one thing which you love so much, that one thing that, okay, you had your own fair share of what Nigeria was all about, and considering the kind of family you're coming out from and the kind of home you're coming out from, and having to have walked your way up to see that you can make it to the United States, getting here, and now the doctors are saying, oh, you can't run track anymore. You have few years to live. I can
Yeah, that
imagine
was
what all
it.
of those
And
things
the doctor
did to
says
you.
the doctor says I have 3 years to live, and he also said if I didn't treat it on time, that something might happen to me at any time. What the doctor says. The thing was like, that was the stuff was going through my head. Like, since I have 3 years to live and anything can happen at me at any time, so let me just end the life. Like, let me just leave the world. And apart from
Oh my
all those
God.
incidents, like people were saying back home that, oh, she's on drug. So that was what happened. But all thanks to God, and thanks to the good people around me, that makes me like not to do that. Yeah, all thanks to them.
So now let's fast forward to when you moved to Heinz. I mean, coming out as a national champion with all of these things you've been through, you recently ran a personal best. Walk us through the journey or the story. How did you, I'm still trying to understand how you were able to hang in. I mean, Nigeria, I can understand that the worst that happened, you can always go home, you know, have that solace from your mom, you know, and just to know you're around family. But here in the United States, I know how busy this country can be. I know that people don't have time. And here, it's not like, how were you feeding? What exact, girl, how did you live?
Okay,
How did
this
you
is
survive?
this is when after me seeing the doctor in April, I think April 2023, if I'm not mistaken. So they kicked me out from the schoolhouse. So then I met some Nigerian men because I was trying to look for a job so that I can pay my stuff. But as international athletes, you can't get a job because you're not a citizen and you don't have social security number. So it was really difficult for me. So then, why me searching for a job
You can't get
came
a job
to,
off
yeah,
campus. You're only allowed
yes,
to
off
work on
campus,
campus.
yes.
So since you
You're
were
only
not off
allowed to work,
campus,
yeah,
there was
yeah.
nothing you could do.
Yeah. So then I met some Nigeria and I explained my situation to them. And they was like, no, now why would they be treating our own fellow Nigerian like this? Then they helped me. So one of them took me to their church. From there, and from that part, one of the church members says, one of his sisters says she can help me if I don't mind. Like, it's a basement. A basement in Nigeria is where you park your car, like the stuff you are not using anymore. Those your stuff you are not
Yeah,
using anymore.
like a
So that's
storeroom.
your storerooms. I told the lady, like, I said, sure, as far as just 3 months, not life, like not forever. I said, I appreciate it because they're going to kick me out or they will send me back to my country. So
To
I have to,
Nigeria.
yeah, I have to accept that offer. Then I accept the offer and I move my stuff down to the woman's house. And then I stayed there for like a couple, 2 or 3 months before I went to high school. during that lady's house. So I met in Nigeria, a guy. He do ask me out, and then because he's in Nigeria, and then I do trust him. So I was like, the guy was having his own apartment. He had like 3 bedroom, and it was good. And the place I was staying was not nice because if it's raining, my stuff is soaked. So I have to like move. I have to like move my stuff to the guy's place. I know it was a fault because I didn't tell the lady I was moving. But my own was like, if I see the lady like in person, I'm gonna tell her like I'm moving my stuff like to this place. So, but I didn't do it in the right place. I know I have fault there. So, but I do apologize. But this is what the lady says. The lady accused me of stealing. The lady
Oh,
accused
because you
me.
left without informing her.
Yeah. So she accused me of stealing. So the lady do clean people's house, like, and I do assist her. So the house she went to clean like is an orphanage home. So and I saw PS4, and I
Mm.
asked the owner. They said they are not using it. Do I want it? I said yes, and they said I can have it, and they gave me, and the lady was there also when they gave me the PS4. And then I have to like buy the PS4 remote, and I want to also buy the PS4 game. So the lady accused me of stealing my laptop, stealing the PS4, stealing pressing iron, and she gave me the pressing iron by herself. And I told her like, your pressing iron is there, I didn't take it with me. And the pressing iron was there. She said okay, she found it. So but during those process, I bring her the evidence, everything, and then she was like, she's sorry for accusing me of stealing all this kind of stuff. But just imagine she called police. That would still be another different cases. So like that's kind of like part of the journey I went through in life.
Oh my
After school
goodness.
said I can't run, they take me to psychiatric house, and the doctor said I can run. The school said they won't allow me to run, and then I went. Someone helped me, and the person always also accused me of stealing.
Stealing.
So then I moved to the Nigeria person's house. Through there, I started processing. Like I went through into a transfer portal, and school, like different school, reached out to me, like Mississippi State, and what's it called, like some other universities. But because of the result, if they see the medical result, they will
And
say,
the history. They would
yeah,
not want to take you.
yeah, they will say they are sorry. They are sorry. Like sorry,
Oh
they
my
can't.
God.
They can't. So my uncle and his wife and my coach and good people around me do pray for me. And then my journey to Hines, I also hand over it to God. I told God, let this land of this place favor me. So then I can move to Hines, and I came to the place and I explained everything to the coach. Like I didn't really explain much, like most of the story to the coach, but I just briefed some of the stuff. And during that period, I was, because if you're not trained now, you know how your body could be kind of
Yeah.
slow. I was trying to get myself back. I'll be crying in my room like God. I'll be watching people running the Olympics. I'll be crying, but I do tell myself that I'm going to come back strong. That if I can pass through those stuff in Nigeria, this is just easy for me. Upon everything I passed through, I said I will overcome it. If I can
Most definitely.
overcome Nigeria, overcome Cincinnati, I said I will overcome this one. Then I passed the physio in this place also, and I start training with them. Start training every day, every day, every day, every day. And I've opened my season with 56. I didn't care about the time. The thing that make the thing
You were
the
just
aspect of
happy that you could run again.
yes, that was my biggest, like that was my, I don't know how, I wish I can
Mm.
celebrate. My coach was the even happiest person on earth. My coach in Nigeria was like, Alhamdulillah, like, thank God for everything. My girl, you are able to run again because they said I can't run. We are not even thinking
Yeah.
about the time. We're not even thinking about the time or this kind of stuff. We're just happy like I can run again. So then I keep running, and I don't know, that was my first time running indoor, but I was not even care about the time. If I do see people run, I said my time will come. This is
Mm.
your time. When my time will come for me to also shine. So I keep running 56, 56, 56. I think I didn't even run 59. I run 59. Even when I run that 59 is when I made up my mind like, nationals, God, let me just go there. If I should get any medal, Trust me, I didn't have that mindset of like going to win, but my mindset was for me to going to get a medal, because I think at the least I was top 10 or top 7 in junior college. I was not even running fast time, but I didn't know God turned everything around. Like in the presence of those people that says you can't run anymore, God turned the table around. He told me to become a national champ. That was like my biggest like achievement so far in America. And after that, even before that, I have to baptize because of everything I've been to say, God, I give my life to you. Although I'm a Christian, but now, God, I totally surrender my life to you, because through this journey, me being to America, being to Cincinnati, being to Hines Community College, you are the reason. So I give my life to you. So my journey, my career, my academic, I hand over everything to you. Up till now, if running the 52. So the journey was not, trust me, I don't think it's everybody that can go through the stuff I went through, like that can enjoy it. I don't know. Everybody do have their own,
Girl,
like do have their own
girl.
story, but you see, for me, trust me, not everybody, not. And
Um,
that's it.
I am still in.
I don't want to cry. I'd like to cry.
Oh, please don't. I still feel perplexed at this point in time. I don't know if I have the right words to say, but just hearing all of this has its, I mean, it's just a downpour on me because, um, I know what you looked like on that video call when we spoke that night. I know how you looked when you left the psychiatric home. Now also taking it back to what happened in Nigeria, how your coach said the things he said to you. And we as Nigerians, we really do not know how much this trauma is real, Trauma is real. Mental issues are real. And we as Nigerians, these are things we don't really count over there in Nigeria. And now, how you were treated coming from Nigeria, how you were abused, being taken advantage of just because you were just that young girl who wanted to achieve her dream and nothing else. And all that was done was have you been taken advantage of. Fine, you fought past through. You moved to a new coach, God being faithful, even with fear of, oh, I don't know who to trust anymore. I don't know if this person wants to hurt me or do me wrong. Considering the family you're coming from, your mom, your younger brother, and you happen to be the one who is supposed to take care of them. You finally got to the United States. I mean, the supposedly land of milk and honey. And when we were all waiting, okay, yeah, Queen is going to start running, and we're not seeing anything. There were no races. Now stories started going here and there. Oh, so we said it, she can't run. Maybe this has happened. Maybe that has happened. Maybe she has failed this or she has failed that. Not knowing you were where you were battling with your life. And the doctors were saying, oh, she cannot run. First, it was a heart issue. Then the next thing is she cannot run. Then the next thing is you have few days to live or few months to live or few years to live. Like, then fast forward to what happened, then off to the psychiatric hospital and back. What's the word? Moving over to, somebody's, what's it called? Basement. Then the accusation of stealing, fast forwarding to when you went into the portal. I imagine the turn down because it's like, oh, we want to have you. And the next thing and everything here is on system. So the next thing when they go through your records and they're like, oh, nah, they're now moving down to a junior college, and just look at you today. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? You are a strong young woman, I must say, and I commend you for that. And thank you for being strong. Thank you for always showing up. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for not letting those words get to you. If there's anything I have learned from this episode, it is words are being said, right? But we have the ability and we have the capacity to say whatever it is that has been said against me, I can send it back to you and not believe it, as long as that is not the word of God over my life. And I feel that that is one thing you have held strong that has carried you from Nigeria up until today. And that's one thing I am going to pick from this episode, even if I don't pick anything. I mean, your resilience is out of this world. I cannot even fathom how much challenge and trauma you faced as a person, but you just kept on showing up. You just kept on showing up. I'm sure that this particular story of yours has been filtered. I'm sure there were more, but just to give us a preamble of what it was like for you. And I want to say a big thank you. But before I let you go, I would like to ask you, what exactly, I know you've literally said it all, but I'm sure there are persons watching who probably might be going through the trauma of whatever it is they are facing with their coaches. Some persons who might be here in the United States and the times they are looking for is not forthcoming, or maybe they've just not been able to run due to one thing or the other. Maybe persons who are from a poor background back in Nigeria and is looking like there is no way forward. What would be that one word of encouragement you would give to them? Please don't cry.
First, I'm going to say, put God first. That's my first word. And that's my last word. Put God first. And two, if you're coming for a poor background, which is you are the silver, or is it gold? How do they call it? Like the spoon, the head of
the
the
breadwinner.
Yeah, breadwinner.
I don't want winning the
in
bread.
the family. Yeah, in the family. Mind the kind of set of friends you hang around with. And also follow your dream. I know sometimes we don't really know what is our dream until you get to some age, like, oh, this is our dream, this is our calling. So mind the kind of set of friend you hang around with. And three, if your talent is to become this thing in life, go through it. Like, for sure, the stuff. Sacrifice. I know sometimes people do take advantage, but no matter what, if you believe that you're going to achieve something great from that stuff, sacrifice. And last but not the least, you're in America, you're in Nigeria, anywhere you're watching me from, this is my word for you. Never you intimidate yourself to other persons, like, because what God is doing for that person is different from your own. Your own story and my story is not the same, so we all have different story. So it might work for Mr. A, it's not gonna work for Mr.
B. So that act of comparison.
Don't compare yourself with other people, and be always happy for anybody you see. This person run first time, this person buy a car, this person, say congratulations, God will do my own, instead of you having that person. If you're having someone, you're not going to go anywhere in life. Like, instead of you moving forward, just like going backward. So my own is that put God first, and put God first. Mind the kind of people you surround yourself with. Sacrifice means in the thing you believe that is going to work for you. And be always happy for everyone, whether the people that wish you good, the people that wish you bad, always be happy for them. And last but not the least, trust the process. Trust whatever you are doing. That's the thing. And that's what I learned from my coach in here. He says, trust the process. Even though you keep eating gari, or you keep licking honey, one day that honey will turn to rice. That gari will turn to, so just trust the process and always put God first. That's my own advice.
I trust you all have heard it all from Queen Usunobun. She has been an amazing young woman, and I believe that her story must have impacted into you one way or the other. So I do not know what part of the world you are watching from, but I want to say that there's just so much to pick from this episode. There is just so much to pick from this episode. Her resilience, the fact that she didn't give up despite all that happened. I mean, there was a lot of trauma, I must say. But you could tell that she's a fighter and she is a pusher with no breaks. And indeed, we have come to the end of this episode. I still remain your host, Star Umpama. Until we meet again, Be good, stay safe, and bye for now. Ciao.